These creatures have ruled nightmares, and the battle between them is by far the most sensational supernatural war. Their fight has haunted books, movies, and myths for centuries, but who would actually survive if these powerful supernatural beings clashed? In the battle between vampires and werewolves, only one can walk away. Welcome back to another episode of Secret Archives. Today we are diving deep into the legendary clash of vampires versus werewolves, one of the most hotly debated fights in all of folklore. Vampires, those blood-draining demons, and werewolves, the terrifying bearers of the lichen curse, are both mythical creatures who kill humans. But if they were to battle each other, which one would make it out alive? This ultimate mashup of dangerous monsters decides who the real deadliest warrior is. On one side, there are the centuries-old creatures who stalk the night, don't age, and can manipulate minds with a single deadly look. But on the other, there are the raw, ruthless werewolves who hunt with untamed fury. It's the ultimate clash between control and chaos, brain and brawn, immortality and instinct. And the roots of these creatures go deep into old fears, chilling stories, and ancestral nightmares. In a brutal, no-holds-barred breakdown, who's stronger, smarter, and scarier, and when the blood dries, who's left standing? The term vampire gained popularity in Western Europe after reports of an 18th century mass hysteria of a pre-existing folk belief in the Balkans and Eastern Europe had people legit freaked out over corpses they thought were coming back from the dead. So people were out here staking bodies just in case. Talk about extreme measures. Every culture had its version. There was strigoi in Romania, striga in Albania, vrikolakas in Greece. And while some believed these vamps were caused by dark magic or rebellious spirits, others thought it was just basic science fail. Like, a decomposing body bloating must be a bloodsucker. Vampires' dark rep doesn't just come from their horrifying, blood-sucking nature. Oh no, these things are straight up terrifying in every way. So what makes them so feared in folklore? Well, these undead creatures move faster than we can even blink. They've got insane super strength, and they don't get tired, like ever. Across Europe, they were full-on neighborhood menaces, creeping on loved ones and spreading death. They can feel your heartbeat from behind a wall. They don't breathe, don't sleep, and don't flinch. And why would they need to? They're immortal. And to really turn up the scare factor, they can hypnotize people with a single glance, literally taking over your mind and turning you into a loyal little puppet. They're also big on shape-shifting and teleportation, making them a major threat. They could literally be anywhere in any form. The freaky part is that the older they get, the stronger they become. Ancient vampires are practically walking gods. Not exactly creatures you want to mess with, but these monsters weren't always smooth, bloodthirsty creatures of the night. According to Slavic legends, they were souls that never got a proper burial and were left hanging between life and death. And now they haunt the world with pale skin, glowing eyes, and that unsettling kind of beauty that pulls you in before you even realize you're in danger. With heightened senses, razor-sharp nails, and fangs designed to tear into human veins, they stalk the night in silence. The scent of blood alone awakens their hunger. Some vampires kill for survival. Others do it just for fun. Their reckless and calculated behavior means you never see them coming. But how does one turn into these deadly beings? Well, there are a number of ways. Different versions go off about getting bitten, drinking vampire blood, or getting cursed as the common causes. Others say it's as basic as a cat jumping over your corpse. That one's pretty anticlimactic. But other people believe that babies born with teeth, or on Christmas, or between Christmas and Epiphany, were destined to become vampires. And once you're in, there's no way out of that life. With their supernatural healing and insane abilities, vampires are basically indestructible, making them great fighters against creatures like werewolves. But don't sleep on these scary creatures because their skill set is also unmatched. Werewolves might not be immortal smooth talkers, but they're deadly in their own way. Under a full moon, they transform into 8-foot-tall monsters that can lift cars, leap buildings, and shred metal with their claws. Their bites are deadly, not just to humans, but to vampires too. They're faster than bullets and stronger than anything that bleeds. And unless you've got silver, there's no way of slowing them down. But the thing is, they didn't choose this life. They're cursed. They don't get to pick when they turn. They unintentionally hurt the people they love, and once that full moon hits, they're gone, mind and soul. And that transformation is brutal. We're talking bones cracking, skin stretching, and their humanity slowly slipping away until all all that's left is a beast in a fur coat. They're fast, savage, and usually hunt in packs. And unlike the vamps, they're still human, most of the time at least. They have jobs, families, and a full life. And then they wake up in the forest, blood on their hands, no memory of what went down. It's messy, painful, and way more emotional than people think. You can't help but empathize with these cursed beings. They either become this way because of some messy genetics that link them to a long lineage of werewolves, or they get bitten or scratched by another werewolf. Ancient folklore even talks about cursed wolfskin belts or drinking rainwater from a wolf's footprint. These creatures might not live forever, but in their beast form, they're unstoppable. They're fast, strong, and lethal in combat. Packs move with unspoken loyalty. Kinship is everything. This curse is a way of life passed down through generations of suffering and survival, and that means each wolf has learned the ways early on, becoming the ultimate killing machine. So would vampires stand a chance against these savage beasts? Well, there are lots of factors to consider. Vampires have the advantage of time. Their immortality means they've put in the time and effort to get more skilled and deadly, but strength isn't on their side against werewolves. In a fight, they might strike fast and quietly, but a werewolf could easily overpower them with brute force. If one gets too close, a vampire doesn't stand a chance. Their claws can tear through even their flesh, and the venom in their bite rots a vampire from the inside out, causing hallucinations, uncontrollable rage, and even death. But if it's brains versus brawn, they're strategic, calculated, and always one step ahead. Still, this could be more of a problem than an advantage. While they're busy thinking and planning, werewolves are totally unbothered by the chaos they're causing. They're all instinct and hunger, killing without hesitation. And when they show up in packs, even the most witty and intellectual vampire would be overwhelmed. So intelligence is situational. Not to mention, werewolves can't exactly blend back into society after a rampage. The vampires can slip back into the shadows like nothing happened, heal fast, and come back smarter next time. So who wins? It depends. Strength-wise, it's kinda a draw. Vampires have experience. Werewolves have raw power, but both bleed when the other hits. And despite all their power, neither is indestructible. Sunlight pretty much fries vampires, and if they're hit with a wooden stake, it's game over. They're also weakened by holy water, garlic, and a silver blade. And we can't forget the mental toll. They can't enter your house without being invited. They've got tons of kryptonite. And werewolves also have a long list of things that could bring them down. They've got a big Achilles heel, wolfbane. This gorgeous little purple flower can mess them up bad. One whiff and the mighty beast is done. Werewolves can regenerate, but if you hit them hard enough, or worse, shoot them with silver bullets, they're gone. They also carry the emotional baggage of not remembering their attacks and feel major guilt after. So who's the final winner? Honestly, it depends on the moon, the location, and who gets hit first. It's not necessarily about who's stronger, just who can survive longer. Vampires are stronger in the long game and more cunning. Werewolves are emotional beasts with unmatched raw power and loyalty. Both are cursed and deadly. What do you think? Vampires versus werewolves? Who wins?